So you might see rain falling from the sky. I see profit. First, we gotta talk to Ben here, who is looking all sorts of business smart, which I mean, he probably is. He's selling buckets to us. So we can take this bucket and then place it pretty much anywhere in the field, and it starts to collect water. Better to collect rain outside than in your basement. But then we could take the bucket over to Thirsty Tim. Is like, why are you thirsty? Like, just stand outside. But we can sell him buckets of water, which I guess makes sense, and that gave us $60. Now we just gotta keep buying buckets with basically everything that we have. Place them all in a row, we can rotate the bucket, not sure what that does for us. But now we have a whole operation here, and the buckets are small, so they fill up very quickly, collecting 7 liters, but sell all the buckets, and that gave us $120. And Ben has 20 buckets in stock, so let's just buy all the ones that we can, which is, oh, we can't afford red bucket? What do you mean? Did we just go through all that money so quickly? We only bought 8 of them though. Should be able to buy 12, unless we just can't hold more buckets, like physically hold more buckets, which this is a lot of buckets. But when they're all full, we have 19 liters of water. I don't know how thirsty Tim is gonna be after this, but let's just sell all of them, which gives us 175. Maybe a little more than that. We have $240. So we can talk to Unk. This is one of the weird slangs that came up. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I am an uncle, I take offense to this. But it gives us an acid umbrella? Why? What sort of acid rain is there gonna be? But we have the acid umbrella, it's just sticking out there. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's for the acid marsh. That makes sense. But we need a little bit more rain collected to get there. Well, do you have, okay, so Ben actually does have better buckets, but we only have $90 now, so we can only buy 3 of the broke buckets. How is a broken bucket gonna hold more than the red bucket that isn't broken? Well, it doesn't matter to me as long as it fills up in good time, which it looks like it does. But it has a 2-liter capacity, so that's gonna take a little bit more. But each of those does get us to the acid marsh. Let's quickly sell these and see how much we get, and that gets us $144. So we can buy 2 of these spike buckets with a 4-liter capacity. And I feel like, oh, heavy rain's ended? I didn't realize there was heavy rain going on. Fill the fountain. Oh, so we can create like passive income? That sounds like a good idea, but let's see how much we can get for acid rain. Is Thirsty Tim gonna drink acid rain? I feel like that's gonna be a little spicy, but then we need 100 liters to get to the ice plains. And there is a fountain in the beginning area that will probably give us some good income, but our spiked buckets are full. Very on brand for collecting acid rain, I think. Hey Tim, how much you gonna give me for acid rain? How much is this worth? Pay 132 bucks for it. Okay, sweet. And twice of that? That is $268 already. That's amazing. And then there's a long bucket, which we can only buy 1 of, but that would fill the beginning fountain instantly. Let's just buy 2 of these and then 1 of the broke buckets. That should be exactly enough to fill a fountain. And then we can buy other spike buckets and then put it all the way in the acid zone to get even better water. Although acid really doesn't seem like better water. Also kind of raises the question of what kind of acid rain is this if Tim is gonna pay so much for it. But there's a bucket full there, so we can just take this and then dump it into the fountain. And that's already generating money. It's not even full yet, but it's only 6 cents a second, so it's not really worth it right now. Until we add the spike buckets here, just fill this, so now it's full for 28 cents every second. Amazing. At least it looks pretty, and it's got a little bucket on top. But we're also gonna need this bucket here to make back all the money that we just spent for a very low amount of passive income. So we're back to $167. Quickly buy things so I don't have to look at that number anymore. But also the fountain to fill here needs 30 liters. That is quite a bit of liters there. Also, does the umbrella protect my feet from the acid? I am amazing. I can stand in acid puddles and not lose my feet. Maybe that's how I lost my legs in the other video. But we are back to $291, which is enough for exactly 1 long bucket. But it does have a 16-liter capacity, so if we had 2 of these, then that would be an easy way to fill the acid fountain. Although we should probably just get the rest of the buckets that we can. So another broke bucket and a normal red bucket. At least the fountain has $26 now, $28 for ourselves. And is literally just it's a picnic basket. This ain't a bucket, it's a basket. Oh, you know, just collecting a little bit of acid rain for the picnic in the park later. But we are making pretty good progress towards getting to the next zone. And I'm not gonna lie, ice rain just sounds so refreshing right now. Like, I know we're in winter, but oh, hot summer day and drinking ice cold water. Nothing like it. Now, our smaller buckets are already full, but this is still going. So let's just go ahead and get money so we can get better buckets to pair with instantly. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. And we have collected 6-7 liters of water. Amazing. You can hear how enthusiastic I am about that. But we got $100 again, so let's get another spike bucket because I do like these things. And our long bucket is almost full. But I feel like the next time we get heavy rain, it's gonna fill up even faster. So let's make sure we have enough for 2 long buckets by the time that shows up. I also love that the umbrella just like sticks to my head. My helmet, I mean. What, your space helmet doesn't have an umbrella holder? Get on my level. But now the long bucket is full, so we can see how much money this makes, and the spike bucket should be good, but how much does the long bucket give by itself? 616 bucks for it. Wow. Sell all the buckets. That should easily be enough for 2 of those long buckets, and then actually a third. So that means we have 2 to fill the fountain with, and then 1 to get $616 more instantly. That's awesome. Now, of course, we just gotta wait for this to happen. But also, can we see how many more worlds there are? Oh, there's a lot of rain coming up here. But 16 times 3, that's 39? No, that's not right. That'd be like 50 or so liters, kind of. Mental math is hard, leave me alone. But at least we have collected a total of 100 liters of rainwater. Easiest money-making scheme ever. Also, look into my eyes and subscribe. Now, we're probably gonna need better umbrellas for the future areas. Maybe snow umbrella. What do you gotta protect yourself from snow for? But also, that costs $350, so I think I know what we're gonna spend that acid rain money on. And also collect almost a nice amount of money from the fountain. I'm really hoping the acid rain has a much better passive income rate, but those 3 buckets are getting us to 100 liters, yes! Now, is it actually dangerous to stand in here? Whoa, we just get evicted. Need snow umbrella to enter the snow zone. What if I just, you know, force myself in? Well, I guess that doesn't happen. I thought it was gonna melt from the snow or something. But that is 2 full buckets there, so let's just dump 1 in, and then dump another 1 in, and that is $5.55 every second. Much better than the other fountain. And we can sell this one, easily getting more money, and that means we have enough for the snow umbrella. Beautiful, it actually kind of matches. Plus, we do have enough for another long bucket, and maybe a few smaller ones also. Unfortunately, this means we have to walk all the way back to the snow zone, but at least we can look forward to a very good fountain collection of $200 more. We can almost buy, hold on, let's just get another long bucket before we even get over there. Oh, they moved shop. Oh, that's so good. Okay, good. I was not looking forward to having to walk all the way back over there, but we can get another long bucket. Even better rain collection power. We also just kind of make a spike bucket sandwich here, but this fountain needs 70 liters. So we would need 4 long buckets for that. I know enough mental math to do that at least, but then there's a data fracture coming up. I thought those were tornadoes, but at least the heavy rain is kicking in, so our buckets should be filling up even quicker, I think. Either they fill up faster or the rain is worth more. I haven't figured that out yet, but at least we can just sell our buckets right here. Sell all the buckets. So we get $1,600, which is actually enough for the next umbrella already. Might as well buy that if we're gonna move forward pretty quickly, but we still need 250 liters total to get there. At least that's 2 more long buckets and then 2 more spike buckets, so we can bring back the spike bucket sandwich. A spiky sandwich, what is in there, cactus? But also the heavy rain fills up those spike buckets so quickly. We might as well use those for the fountain, although it would need a lot of spike buckets to fill that, but at least we're already earning 476 a second. But to cash in on the rest of these, we would need to walk all the way back. But the long buckets are full now, so let's just quickly sell these and then get a few more before the heavy rains end. Sell all the buckets, 2 long buckets, 1,300, which actually means that we can buy a glitch bucket. Glitch bucket out of stock, of course. Well, at least there's plenty of these, or 2 of them anyway, and the heavy rains end regardless. But we've also collected 200 liters total. That is looking very good. And now we have $1,000 again. So if we, buckets have restocked. Okay, so if we do this, it goes to the closest one. And the glitch buckets still aren't there, but we can buy plenty of long buckets. Just buy all the long buckets that we can. And then when we check in on the acid fountain, then we can buy the last one. So we just have a lot of long buckets here that we can fill up with rainwater, and then we can reserve 4 of these for the fountain. Also, look at how fast the progress is filling up here with all of those long buckets. Oh, that's so good. We're gonna get to glitchy rain in just a moment. Okay, we now have so many long buckets full of ice rain. How many is that? That is 10 long buckets full of ice rain, but we're just shy of the data fracture. Well, at least we can start to fill this a little bit more, and that is full. $41 a second, that's very good. And the rest of these can be sold for just so much money. How is Thirsty Tim this loaded? Sell all the buckets for $4,000. Have the buckets restocked yet? Oh, they haven't, and there's no more spike buckets. Oh, this is painful. We have to go back to the smaller ones. Maybe just enough to get the 250, which I think this might be enough. I didn't count. And of course, we need one more. Just quickly put that in. And yes, the data fracture's unlocked. Beautiful. One last ice bucket of $57. And I think we can just wait until they restock because the long buckets seem pretty regular on restocking. And I want to go in with that, but also just look at how crazy this place is. All the glitches happening everywhere, and then next is rainbows. Well, at least it gets kind of pleasant there, but we need 625 liters to get there, and 1,000 liters to fill the fountain. Oh my goodness. There's the restock. Let's quickly buy up what we can. Sadly, no glitch buckets, but there is still 8 long buckets. And then might as well buy the spike buckets too, because there's so many of them. Let's just buy everything that we can. All the way down to the basic buckets. We are going to have quite the glitch rain stock here. Like, there's triple buckets in stock, but the levitating and glitch buckets aren't. Maybe I should just buy a better umbrella because that'll give me access to those buckets. But of course, we need to make the money first. So we get all the long buckets in a line, all the spike buckets in a different line, or maybe a little bit of extra. The broke buckets are already filling. I feel like the red buckets are just gonna fill instantly as soon as I place them down, and they practically are. You can only place 50 buckets at once. We have 50 buckets collecting rainwater here. Well, at least the good news is they fill up so fast that we can just pick them up and then place down new ones. And the long buckets are all full in the time that took. So this is, oh man, this is gonna be so much water, so much money. At least it's not telling me I can only hold 50 buckets of rain at once. If you think about it, this is really heavy what we're holding here, unless it's glitchy, so it's like, you know, breaking physics. But here we go. Sell all the buckets, and that is $8,990. We are almost getting $10,000 just from rainwater. So let's just check out the umbrellas that we can get, which is a rainbow umbrella. I was gonna say this is a normal like rainbow umbrella design, but it's actually glowing a bit. Very fancy, but that should give us access to new buckets. And thankfully it does, although we can't afford it. And everything else is out of stock, so we're just prisoners of time. Actually, wait, the fountains, that's right. 14,000 from the fountain. Now we can buy the triple bucket, 2 of them actually, with 150 liter capacity. Oh my gosh, this thing is huge. This is way bigger than I thought it was gonna be. We are gonna be here a while, but just one of those, and then too bad there's no 100 liter bucket, unless it actually is. Yeah, close enough, and it's one of the ones that's out of stock. Man, it's a good thing I remember the fountains. I was gonna wait a while. So the acid one is at $3,000, and the starter one is at $150 pretty much. Good job, little buddy, proud of you. I will see you in an hour maybe. I gotta go get milk from the store. I also love that I try to keep my buckets close and some of these people are just spreading their buckets far and wide. But the heavy rains have begun and yeah, it's looking a lot crazier here. But thankfully they did start because then the triple bucket should start filling up quicker. They're only at 24 out of 150. That is really pathetic so far, but it will all work out in the end as we have an evil amount of water collected. But then it's nice, and then it's evil again. It's stupid again, but then it's normal, and then it's nice. Also, did the buckets restock yet? Oh, they did, and there's actually glitch buckets now, yes! And more triple buckets. We'll just buy what we can. The glitch buckets hold 35, so these wouldn't be so bad towards filling up the fountain over here. Unfortunately, we have to wait quite a while to get those filled, but since this one isn't nearly as much as the triple bucket, we might be able to sell these. And I think once this triple bucket fills, then that will let us unlock Prism Valley next. I do like how quick this is moving on here. Glitch buckets are about to fill. I want to buy that last triple bucket that's available. So 2 buckets of glitch water, sell all of those, $3,600. Not quite enough for a triple bucket again, but at least we can buy more glitch buckets. And sure, just a whole bunch of long buckets. It is also kind of hard to see where the buckets are actually placing because the glitch color is the same as the placement color. Oh, but there it is. We got the Prism Valley. Oh, why'd I just have to place these down? Should have waited. Well, we're waiting for the store to restock anyway. Oh, and we've actually collected 1,000 kiloliters. I've never seen that measurement. Why can't we be in gallons here? You know, real numbers. Actually, liters might actually be part of that. I got no idea. I know there's 2 liters of like Dr. Pepper. Oh, I could go for one of those right now. Can there be a Dr. Pepper world down here? I would just stay there. I would live there. But now our triple buckets are full. Yes, 2 of them are full. Since we're about to collect better water, we might as well start filling up this fountain here. So 150 puts it at $100 a second. And it needs 100 more to fill up. We could use another triple bucket for that, but I also want to sell this. Let's put the weaker buckets in there as we're kind of climbing the fountain. And that, oh, one more, hold on. There's a better bucket to do there. And there we go. Completely full on the glitch fountain, which makes $166 a second. Beautiful. So we have 2 triple buckets to sell for 150 liters worth of water each. So that's at least 300, but sell all the buckets here. And that's $25,000. That's amazing. Oh, we should probably buy new buckets before going to the new zone, huh? That would certainly help. And thankfully, it looks like they restocked. Kind of. There's glitch buckets at least. And oh, they're about to restock. Probably should have waited. Well, we can top up our reserves of money by checking out the fountain here. $50,000 now. Who knew that collecting, sky sweat was, so lucrative? Now let's check it out. Triple bucket, only 1. But we actually got some levitating buckets now. Do they actually levitate? Who knows? More glitch buckets and then, yeah, just more long buckets. I love these things. I don't know why. There's always so many of them. And might as well just buy all the buckets that we can. But we should also check what the next umbrella cost, which is 24,000. Hey, we can actually get that. That should mean, oh, look at that. We are divine. But that should give us more buckets access, a celestial bucket, but it's out of stock. Well, we can look forward to that as we go to the prism zone, which has a whole bunch of rainbows flicking in and out everywhere. Although the next zone looks a lot more trippy. The light realm needs 1250 liters. And the best part is we can actually just color code where the buckets go until we get to the triple bucket. That's just kind of, doing everything. But the levitating bucket actually does levitate. And the water that we're collecting here is only red. Part of me was hoping that it would, do it where the buckets sit on the rainbow, but it doesn't matter too much. Oh, there's actually new sellers here too. Good. Although they kind of reshuffled. Well, in any case, we can start to collect all the buckets that are full, which so far is only up to the long buckets, but we can sell all those and the prism water from all of them gets us 7,000. That was just on the low end of the buckets. And now the glitch buckets are filling, which is good. Plus we can get 73,000 from the glitch fountain. Oh, and the heavy rains have begun. Excellent. Now this fountain needs 1,000 liters to fill up. That's a little under 10 of the triple buckets, which is insane. And also these lower buckets are not worth dumping in there for that. So all those glitch buckets give us 17,000 and we have over $100,000. just from selling rainwater. And actually getting to the next zone is not taking all that much time at all. We're almost there already. But the levitating buckets are filled up now. Thank you, Heavy Rain. Selling 3 buckets of that gives us 18,000. Almost 19,000. Also, oh my goodness, the text is glitching out so bad. I'm not even in the glitch zone yet, but I am gonna just walk through here, pick up 20,000 from this fountain, and then check our way down the line. 13,000 from the ice fountain, 1,800 from acid, and then the star area has a nice amount of money collected, although it's kind of small in the grand scheme of things, and I gotta walk all the way back. At least it lets us collect money on the way back. Gotta quickly get to the next fountain. The number is back. The number is back, and it's gone. It's reversed. Just to give the kids like a month or two, they'll probably make that a funny number. And I think our triple bucket is actually full. Now, how far are we from restocking here? Oh, it just restocked. Good, buy up some of these and some of these. The next umbrella cost us 55,000. We can buy the Blossom umbrella already. Yeah, let's do that. This gives us access to more buckets. Maybe. Jumping past the Celestial bucket to the Blossom bucket, which of course is also out of stock. But since we're waiting on things to restock anyway, and we have enough money to buy a lot of buckets, let's start to fill the fountain here. 150 gives us 131 money per second, and then just keep doing those. Gotta place down more buckets. Oh, and there's the next zone available, because I already placed down these buckets again. But the long buckets are full now, so that means that's more water that we can put in the fountain, and it's a very pretty rainbow fountain. 229 per second. I love it. Top this up a little bit more with glitch buckets. We're at 402 liters out of 1,000, but that's still 351 per second. Now, hopefully we have plenty of good buckets to put in the light realm, but of course the really big ones I was looking forward to are unavailable. At least there's some levitating buckets, and that's the only good ones there are, really. But we have made it. We have ascended purely by collecting rainwater. Also, the zone that our umbrella is for is 2 more down. So why can't I just walk in here? I already bought 2 umbrellas further, but we're actually kind of close to the end of the world here. Wow. At least it looks that way, but that is still so much water that we need to collect when the good buckets aren't even available. Or maybe it's because this guy bought them all. Look at that nonsense. Now our levitating buckets are all filled up. Please be good money. Want to make this worth it. Sell the buckets, 20,000, and that's just from 3 of the 90? So it's 270 liters, so that's a little over 1,000 a liter, I think. That is looking really good. Bucket's about to restock. Please have these. And of course they don't. We are getting severely limited on how far we can get with rainwater. Plus that's an extra 2,000 to get here. Plus that's an extra 2,000 to get to the next zone. Well, for what it's worth, I'd say we did good today, making just an absolute insane amount of money just off of the rainwater. Really quickly, if we put 1 liter into the light fountain, what does that money rate get us? I need to know these things. 1 liter, 83 a second. Amazing. Still better than the one way down there, which also, that's a lot of distance that we traveled just by selling rainwater. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe for more so you don't miss it, and we'll see you in the next one.